Hey everyone, it's Veiled Shot back at it with an Awaken Chaos Era video, and this one's super important for you all. Some information on the changes that they've done to Void Tower Hard. I think it was briefly mentioned at a footnote in the updates, but honestly, we did not know how it was going to change. Someone mentioned to me that they mentioned a couple weeks ago, but it was kind of like a hidden update, and it completely changes the strategies that you want to use in Void Tower Hard. So it's super important that you all know about these changes and don't build anything for the near future for Void Tower Hard, because again, the strategies have completely changed, and it's really important that you know what's going on. So if you are enjoying these videos, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. If you do want to see more videos on me explaining this topic, let me know. And I will be sure to do them, because we're only going to go into it briefly here, so that way you can just get the initial information. So what has really changed here? So as you see, I just got off stream here. We did Void Tower normal, pretty much very similar, but it is a little bit more difficult for you new players. And the reason for that is they changed these rune marks down here. So in the bottom left, there's the specific debuffs according to each Void Tower stage. In the previous Void Tower iteration, there was a debuff down here that basically gave all the enemies an ability to apply crit resistance down to your characters as a debuff. And then in Void Tower Hard, the enemies were not able to be stunned and slept. That sense has completely changed. So now, as you see down here, the rune marks are at the beginning of each turn, the enemy gains 1 battle spirit, and I will enter a battle here just to show you what exactly battle spirit does. And the damage dealt increases by 50% when the enemy's life is less than half. So now you can actually stun people in Void Tower Hard, which means that rebel sets are super useful, certain characters are super useful, and some characters have really decreased in value. And again, all the strategies that we've been, kind of touting and everything in the past month have been completely swapped around and changed. So I will go ahead and enter a battle here and show exactly what I'm talking about. I was just pushing with this comp in normal, but I'm just going to enter because we don't need to do a battle. I just want to show you what has changed. And this first thing is, go ahead and just let these wolves and stuff go ahead and take a turn, because that way we can see what they're actually getting here. So once the ice wolves get a turn, you'll see that they get this yellow locked debuff. And if we hover over them, you'll see Battle Spirit attacks with 3% of the target's max health damage, stacks up to 50 times. So you can see there, they're going to be doing 3% of max HP damage when they attack. That is huge. It stacks up to 50 times, which means that if you're doing long battles, they can be doing 90, 100, 120% of your max HP in damage, in true damage, which means you're getting literally one shot by these enemies if the battles go too long. If they go over 10 rounds, you're going to just start taking over 30% of your max HP in damage, which is absolutely nuts. So tank comps and slower comps have immediately decreased in value significantly. And I want to see if I can get them to hit us here, so you can kind of just see the number that's associated with this Battle Spirit. It might take a little bit for us to get to a second turn, because we're kind of one-shotting these enemies right now. Maybe on this boss stage we'll be able to see it. But as I mentioned, that's massive damage. And then you can see here, once they're at 50% HP, they're going to get that buff, 50% damage. So not only are they dealing max HP damage, but they're also dealing more damage overall when they're low. So this has completely changed the landscape of everything. So Jonathan here is going to go, and you can see he has 1 stack. Pay attention to this yellow number right here. As you saw, he did 1,200 damage to us in true damage, 6% of the max HP in true damage, and it just kind of wrecked us, to be honest, which is crazy because, again, we were running tank comps previously, so this is completely going to change the outlook of everything and completely change the comps that we're running. All sorts of things. One thing that remains the same is Windstreak's burst comp is going to be really excellent, is what my initial impressions are. And obviously, I'm going to be going over this in depth in the next couple of videos if you all want to see it. But my initial impressions are Windstreak's burst comp is really good. Tank comps are really bad. You can't really go over round 20, in my opinion. After round 20, it starts to get insanely difficult to survive a single hit. And on top of all that, just wait off on building any units until we've kind of done some experimenting. If you are free to play, make sure you are waiting for the information to get out there before you start investing into some of these units. And definitely very important, for you all to pay attention to what's going on in the next couple days and really getting some information on what comps are working and what comps are not, because essentially it's an entirely new game mode in Void Tower Hard, and we need to figure it out together. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for the next one.